1, 2, 3, clap.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kids in the Corner podcast. It's a cold and rainy Sunday here in summer in New Orleans. Crockett, who do we have with us today?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode. Like Cam said again, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Please, God. And watch it.
Watch it. That's the first step.
Watch it, please. Today, we do have a very funny, and I mean very funny guest here with us today. He is a set worker, comedian, actor. You might have seen him for a couple seconds in the hit film. I think it's been credited greatest film of 2023.
Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw. Give it up for Jennings.
Many people would say of all time, Crockett.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Nah, my brother said it wasn't that good. But a lot of people said it was really good.
A lot of people did say it was good.
My brother's opinion does not matter.
He didn't say anything about your role.
Your brother's opinion is valid, but I think it's good.
I'm sure it's good. It seemed good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the trailer.
I didn't, but I believe it.
But not the movie?
No, I knew you were in it. I do want to see you in it.
Okay. He said, I knew you were in it, so I only watched the trailer.
I saw the part that Jennings was in.
Did you?
Yeah, I think you showed it to me.
Yeah, I probably did. I had it like clipped on my phone for a while. I'd be like, hey guys, you seen this?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool, dude. You got an autograph from Zac Efron.
As Kevin Von Erich.
Kevin Von Erich. Yeah.
I snuck a little line in there. Was not paid for it.
Oh.
Ooh, what was your line?
Thanks, man.
Hey.
Oh, really?
That's good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm giving you all a little taste.
Did you throw a little Texas on it when you did it?
No. I mean, we were in the film was set in Texas, but we were filming in Baton Rouge. But I just sort of whispered, "Hey, thanks, man." But you're right. I should have done.
Should have spoke
Thanks,
up.
man.
Yeah, I should have done a little Texas, like, "Hey, man, thanks, buddy."
Hey, man. Got a dang
Yeah.
home.
Isn't there a part where you're in the crowd too, though?
No, I was not in the crowd or anything.
Oh, I thought there was a part where you were in the crowd. So
No.
they just typecasted a bunch of guys that looked like wrestling fans.
Yeah, I could have been in like so many scenes because I just look like.
Yeah, you
I would
actually
be a wrestling
worked on
match.
the set for that though. How was that? You were a set decorator? Is that what you were doing?
I was an office PA.
Oh, okay.
So I did a bunch of like paperwork and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of taking care of like actors and producers in that job description. So there was a lot of meeting fun people and doing cool things. But then mostly it was taping receipts to paper. So accounting knows how to reconcile them.
Being an office PA, I would say, is one of the most soul-numbing jobs of any film set.
You were assaulted when you were an office PA, huh?
Kind of.
What? What?
Yeah, we talked about this. My first office PA job.
I think you've told me about this
I think I
before,
have told you
but
about this.
Tell the camera.
Yeah, so my first office PA job, I was asked to organize a shelf. This was pretty late in production, and I had a
It's always great being asked to organize something late into production.
yes.
It's like, this is clearly we don't like you, so go over here.
So the production had been the production team had been hired to work a Disney show, and then immediately afterwards jumped ship to this movie for Amazon. And the office for the Disney show wasn't completely shut down. So I was going into an office space I had never been in, locating the documents that they needed, locating the stuff that they needed, wheeling it out in a cart, making 5 to 6 elevator trips, and then rushing back to the office and then catching up on all the work that hadn't been done there. And I wasn't used to that workload. I didn't tell anyone that I was not keeping my head above water at that job. I wasn't keeping up with my shit.
What about the assault?
I'm leading up to it.
Okay.
So I basically had a bad reputation because they were like, they had no idea the work they were giving me, and they had no idea any of it. So I basically just had a reputation of being shit at my job. So he asked me to organize the shelf. The production coordinator. He asked me to organize it. It's a bunch of boxes we just took in from that last office.
Mm-hmm.
They got trash all in them.
What's the coordinator's name? Tell the people.
Reeve Stanford.
Okay. I don't know Reeve, so I'm fine with this.
It's all right.
Reeve.
Yeah, I told him he looked like Tim Heidecker, and he did not like that.
Boo on Reeve.
So I organized these boxes, and there's papers with numbers written on them at the bottom. and I don't know if they're important, so I leave them in one box in the corner with like some other office supplies. And he picks up this box and he's like, "What is this? This is garbage. This is trash. We don't need this. Why are you trying to organize garbage?" And he crumples up the paper and he throws it at me. And then he grabs like a sticky note or something else out of the paper and he's like walking towards me. I'm backing up and he throws it at me, like another piece of paper at me.
I would have ended my career that day.
Yeah,
Because I've been close to fights with people on film sets before. Like, did you have to deal with rap gifts when you were an office PA?
What?
No, I didn't make it on that production long enough to get a rap gift. Thanks for asking. Thanks for reminding me about that. Still pissed about it.
Rap gifts happen when you're good at your job. But no, like as an office PA, you have to organize and pass out rap gifts to the entire production.
Yeah.
So T-shirts, speakers, whatever. And one time we ordered like these tie-dye T-shirts, but half of them came in like one fabric that was like not very good. And the other half came in like a nice fabric. It was a nice shirt. So you can imagine these needy MFers on a film set that got the bad fabric were not happy with me. Because I made the rap gift, right?
Yeah, and you made the decision.
Yeah, I made all the decisions because I get paid $12 an hour to make rap gifts. I didn't make any of the decisions. And this one, the prop guy, Leonard Marchand.
Ooh, fuck a
We're
Leonard.
dropping names on this
Boo
episode.
on
Yeah, fuck Leonard.
Fuck a Leonard.
Leonard Marchand, he lives on the North Shore. If you see him, he tried to cheat on his wife on that movie. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He gets a bad. He goes, "Jennings, why is my T-shirt like it was all stretchy and like not?" He's like, "Why is my T-shirt like?" I was like, "I don't know, dude." He goes, "I don't want it." He just like tosses it in front of me, and had it hit me in any way, I might have flown across the table. He was because I was already on like a 10 of anger because my production.
That's just how you live when you're on a production.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Yeah. And my production supervisor loved her to death. She's the best. But she wanted me to pass out these. She goes, "It's been and most of the crew on that movie was great. So I like, not him though. He tried to cheat on his wife, Leonard Marchand, on the North Shore. She said, "This has been a really hard production for these." So I, like, when you give them the rap gift, make it look like a presentation. Like, "Thank you so much." I was like, "Mandy, I'm not doing that." She goes, "No, I need you to." So I'm like walking around set like a clown.
She had to deal with this guy too.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I was just like, so I'm trying to be like extra nice to these people. Like, "Thanks for all your hard work. Here's a T-shirt." And then they're like, "I don't like the fabric." Yeah.
Babies.
You know, they are, a lot of them are babies.
I don't
especially
like the fabric.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot of them are babies.
Come on,
a
you
lot
can't-
of them are great, but not Leonard Marchand on the North Shore.
You can't all be autistic. One of you has got to be fine with a less comfortable fabric.
And you know who has to be fine with the less comfortable fabric was this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll take the less comfortable fabric one. So other people, even though I passed them out and boxed them up, and you know, movies are fun. I do enjoy them.
But
I was gonna try to come up with a but.
there's nothing
some
bad.
of the people that also enjoy movies and want to work on them.
Huh?
Some of the people that also
Yeah.
enjoy movies and want to work on them.
Yeah,
are-
especially like those movies, like that one, the one before that one, and like the Iron Claw. These were like low budget movies, and like most people on them were like just working on them because like movies are cool and we like movies.
Yeah, they're passionate.
Yeah, but then I moved to TV. Don't do that.
Woo-hoo-hoo! TV's fun.
Not in the office, because it is such a more like well-oiled machine. So you're not doing anything fun. You're not meeting anybody fun.
No.
You're only doing stuff like the T-shirts and paperwork, and people are only there for money, and they'll tell you that, and it's the most annoying thing. You can't even talk about movies with some, like I was talking about the Mission Impossible movies with my coordinator, I think she was, and like how Tom Cruise does all the stunts himself and how sick they are, and she just goes, "Yeah, but if he gets hurt, that whole crew's out of work." I'm like, do you care about the art in any way, or is your mind only on you
Are
working?
you allergic to fun?
Yeah, are you allergic to cool stuff?
A lot of people who pride themselves on being, production office people are some of the most boring and just
Yeah, they're
lame
either like
people.
the most boring or lame people, or they just also really love movies and they're trying to get to a point where they can like produce and UPM.
Well,
So
Yeah.
they're just grinding their way through all that crap.
No offense to vegans, but most people, like, I'd say 30% of my office was vegan.
I've never had to deal with 30% of my office being vegan, but I have had to deal with like vegan lunch orders.
Yeah.
I don't know much about being a producer of movies, but if you want to produce a movie, I kind of get that you want that fucker to not break his leg so everyone can produce that movie. But I'm just a words person, so But
Yeah.
I kind of get it. You gotta be a
qualifications to be a movie producer.
stick in the mud.
You gotta have lined up pockets, and you gotta be circumcised. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Is it true?
I don't appreciate that. I don't like that joke. If anyone from the industry is watching,
Know what I'm saying?
Oh, the industry is watching.
the industry is Yeah, the industry is your 10 viewers.
Yeah, it's people in an office in California making sure I don't say anything too revealing about the Netflix show I'm currently on. That's what it is.
The corpse.
The corpse.
Have you slung dong again yet?
Not yet. I'm just waiting for that opportunity to come up.
Nah, all they needed was the one. It's just a humiliation ritual. That's all they needed to do to you. We're gonna shoot. I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but we're gonna be shooting up pretty far because Cameron already did his humiliation ritual.
Yeah, I actually had to lay in a glass coffin, and you know the rest.
Yeah, I don't know the rest. Those humiliation rituals aren't real.
Apparently, in the Skull and Bones Society, George W. Bush had to lay in a glass coffin, and the other brothers of his fraternity had to jerk off onto the coffin.
Sure.
That's just what I heard, though.
No, that's real.
That honestly, that does kind of sound like some frat shit, dude.
Skull
I don't
and
know if
Bones
you've
Society?
heard some of the stuff.
That doesn't sound like a humiliation ritual. That just sounds fun.
That's called Tuesday. That's a Tuesday for Ryan
Kind of
Rodgers.
the pod.
Somebody I know had to hump a wall until their dick started bleeding pretty much, like with their jeans on. Jeans on, no underwear, hump a wall for like an
Ooh.
hour and a half.
Fuck that. That's just mean.
Why?
And then they blindfolded this one dude and put shaving cream in some big guy's belly button and made him think that he was fingering a goat. They were like playing goat noises and shit.
That's cool.
That's assault.
That's fun. You ever been hazed?
Me?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You ever haze anyone?
Not in like violent ways. Like, I mean, when I was like an office PA on a movie, we had like a super green PA, and anything she did, I'd tell her that like the producers weren't gonna like that,
That's good.
and she'd get super nervous, and it was really fun. Like one time, like for coffee, she got like a cup like this instead of like a paper cup. I'm like, yo, those are only for producers, and she'd like have a quick panic attack and like
So rude.
go
So
clean it,
rude as
go
a
clean it
person
out
who would
before anybody
be
saw it.
anxious.
You just be like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like after she like cleaned it out and like put it in a paper cup, I'd be like, I was just kidding, by the way.
That's wholesome. That's fun.
Yeah, that's just fun to me.
Yeah, y'all pretended that we got a virus one time, and I really believed it. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, we did. We did tell her that she put a virus on her computer because she clicked a link on Instagram, and we kept that going for like a little too long.
I think
That's
she
fun.
just didn't understand that you were just kidding for like a long time. I think we all made it.
We all.
Too
Nah, I think we
realistic.
played it on for a little bit. I think I gave up first. I was like,
Yeah.
you're all
Shouldn't
right.
do it.
Have you ever thought about like having an intervention on this show, like inviting somebody over that has like a real bad drug problem to be on the podcast? But
We've
it's
had
also
the opposite of that. We've had someone who's into recovery having a great time coming through the podcast with Brandon Bruffett.
Oh,
but-
have y'all have had him on since he's recovered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we haven't had we should have had one before and just had like a
Like
real
before and
a
after,
real,
yeah.
a real
Should've.
dark talk.
Bruffett's reaction, he asked me after hours ER, how many views does that thing got? And I told him 21, and he goes, what? And I was like, dude, you got to promote it. I don't know. Like, it's,
Yeah, ask him how
Like,
many
share, and
views
subscribe, folks.
his old podcast has.
yeah.
How many views does it?
I'm sure it's killer.
I'm sure it's 100
Yeah.
of views.
It's okay. We're climbing. You know what? I think about this all the time, and I'm just so grateful that we keep doing it.
It's so fun just to keep at it.
Ooh, actually,
Get in the groove of it.
I forgot his name. I will go find his name. But the guy that we met on Friday a comedian who was with the Sam.
An opener for Sam Talent said he would be on the podcast next time he comes to town in August.
He'd be interested
But
on
that
it,
was
just telling him.
pretty non-committal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, non-committal, but he was super nice and super funny, and he was telling us
Y'all should
the
get
thing
Sam
about
on the podcast.
podcasts or
Dude,
that
you think he'd do it?
Sam Talent?
Yeah, you think he would do
I
our
think
podcast?
he'd burn down your house before he did the podcast.
oh my god, this
I think he
would
would
be great.
barge in through our door like a Kool-Aid man.
I don't know. Sometimes he kind of seems like the guy that would just be
Just
on
drop
like, some
in, yeah.
random guy's podcast.
He was so
He was-
nice.
He's really nice.
Nice.
Oh,
Remember
y'all
all
got
of our
to meet him?
names?
Or
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
just went to. Y'all went to the show.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
sports
Yeah, we all
drink.
talked
Really
to him
intimate.
afterwards, and nicest guy. Like I expected him to be like, "Oh, thanks," and then just like keep moving. But he like learned my name, asked me where I was from, then told me a story about doing comedy in Shreveport. I was like, "This is like the coolest guy."
Yeah,
Like,
he's super chill.
So down to earth, such good crowd work. I remember really, I was just like, oh my god, you were great.
It was great crowd
natural.
work because he didn't leave room for the crowd to be like talking to him, but it was crowd work.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was
It
always
was.
yes or no questions.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't want to hear too much.
He's a very underrated riffer too.
Oh, yeah.
dude, I enjoy
Half
the
of his
fuck
stuff
out of
was
him.
riffing.
Yeah, I know. I love the fuck out of him on podcast. I love his comedy. Did y'all watch the Toads Morale?
No, I want to now though.
I listened
it's
to
so
it.
good.
I listened to it while working, so I need to like actually sit down and
Actively listen.
yeah.
Become an active listener.
Because he was that was probably the best live comedy I've ever seen. And I've seen like Chappelle in the Smoothie King Center, and like I've seen like pros at work. But
Nothing beats a real intimate room like that.
Yeah, I was about to say that's so different though. Like if you caught Chappelle in that room, it would be fucking face melting.
I don't think modern Chappelle would be face melting anywhere.
Well,
personally.
he has to write his sets for arenas, but he does a lot of time at that club that he has in Ohio.
Yeah.
That's mostly where he does. So I mean, like I'm sure if you saw him there, it's fucking awesome.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I could imagine Sam Talent in a room for like what? How many people can fit in Sports Drink? Like 30, 40?
50 if you're really squeezing.
Yeah, it was not very, but
Not
I mean,
huge.
I haven't been there yet, but I've looked at pictures of it. It doesn't seem
it's
like
a
a
small
super
room.
huge
Yeah, it's
place,
small.
Do you want to
but
pull up our first reel while we're
fun
talking?
for comedy though.
But yeah, I went to Club 337 in Lafayette last night to do Stone Drunk Sober, and that's where Sam Talent was the night before he came to New Orleans. So I was talking to JP, the guy who runs that club. He said, it was sold out. He said Sam Talent was like, and that's a big room. It can fit like hundreds, it was much bigger than, but I mean, it's still like an intimate room compared to like theaters and stuff. But it can fit like hundreds of people. But he said Sam's like one of the only people that's come through there that gets like genuine, like real, like full blown standing ovations.
Yes.
He said people stand. They said he's the best. I mean, he is.
He's been going to Lafayette forever too.
Yeah.
He's been going to Lafayette for a long fucking time.
Yeah, I think he's good friends with. Yeah, I think he's good friends with JP, the guy who owns that club. He opened for.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty. I don't know if they're like friends, but at least I know they're like professional.
Yeah.
Friends.
I love how many comedians love New Orleans but won't touch it show wise.
Yes.
It's really awesome to me.
Yeah,
I think that's going to change soon.
I think so too.
I think with
that
venues-
same night, like Sam Talent's in town, Matt Rife was in town.
He was?
Yeah,
Matt Rife was in town last night.
Where was he?
Sanger?
Sanger?
yeah. There was a couple other shows going on too. They had some guy at Howlin' Wolf that's pretty big. I forgot his name.
Emo Phillips.
Yeah,
Emo Phillips was in town?
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah, I was gonna go see him till I got that show in Lafayette.
Dude, he's had that bowl cut longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, and then they had a couple more shows around town, obviously, for a Saturday night. But I mean, it's going to get there. People just need to start coming out and supporting and buying tickets and come watch the shows. Like,
Yeah, they especially got to check out my roast battle with Sakina Dawes August 14th.
yeah, and that's the thing is like,
Subtle.
maybe you come down here and you buy a ticket to a show and it's not a bunch of names you know. You don't really know them unless you've seen them. If you're watching this, you've seen them on the podcast or something like that. But I encourage everyone to come out and accidentally run into fucking Brandon Haynes or somebody.
Yeah. Brandon Haynes is just a treat. We got to have him on next.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know Brandon Haynes.
No, but I'd say this. I think New Orleans is clearly an underrated comedy scene. But I think in the next like 5 to 10 years, I think it's going to be up there with some of the best. I think it's growing quick.
I think so too.
And I think it's going to be better than Austin because its growth is going to be much more natural. And it won't be a bunch of dudes going, Austin's where it's at. That's where you got to be a comedian, but they're not comedians. yet.
It's not money, it's passion here.
Exactly. But the money will come, and then the crowds will come, and the shows will come.
We're at the start of Field of Dreams right now.
Well, that's what
I've never seen Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come.
the main
Okay,
thing
yeah, I
about
know
going
that.
to Austin is that somebody could see you. You know what I mean? That was the same thing about
That's
going
the
to
draw.
LA. Somebody could see you. If you want to go somewhere besides your hometown to really just like cut your teeth, is like Chicago and New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where you go to get good.
Yeah.
Austin's where you go to pray that Joe Rogan looks at you for 12 seconds.
I've also heard
Which
like,
he won't, by the way.
Which he won't. He won't
No,
do
he
that.
won't. He's
He does not make eye contact. He's very autistic.
also good because not funny.
Ain't never been funny.
Yeah, but
He's had some pretty good jokes.
a lot of us have been saying that before Kat, so been saying that for years. Kat just hopped on my hate train. I'm just kidding.
He just said it so much better than
Yeah.
you, though. He just says everything so much.
motherfucking head like.
He just put it in his jowls. If you gotta say something important, you put it in your jowls.
But no, I've heard like comedians who go like do a lot of out of town shows saying Austin's like they have some of the best audiences, but some of the worst comedians.
Yes.
So if you're even like halfway good, the audience is like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
competency.
Well, it's very evident of that on Kill Tony. Like when you watch Kill Tony, I think there's some really great sets that come through Kill Tony, and I think some of the regulars are really funny. But you get to see a lot of bullshit and a lot of shit do decent on the show because, like you said, some people just suck. Like some people just go up there and say like, "Oh, 9/11 abortion, 9/11 Jews,"
And kill.
and
And murder.
Yeah, I think it was.
But also then they don't.
and then they have the ones like, my period." Gross.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
that did feel like I feel like Crockett hates female comedians.
I don't hate female comedians at all. I think
He hates female
comedi-
comedy.
No, I hate
Yeah.
I hate comedy that attacks everything that comedy is. I hate comedy that's all set up, no punchline.
Mcelveen.
He hates.
George Carlin reincarnate.
No, I'm kidding.
Look, there's no way to describe it besides the only way it's funny is if it makes you laugh.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
And so if I watch it and it's not funny, there's a lot of dudes I watch and I don't laugh.
What is your favorite female comedian?
My favorite female comedian.
Taylor Tomlinson.
Tomlinson's great.
Tomlinson's
I-
amazing.
Fucking love her. I'm a little bit in love with her, but it's no big deal.
Kathleen Madigan. Does anyone know Kathleen Madigan?
That
No, but I will.
name does not sound familiar.
She's older. She's like more of like a Bush era comedian, and I would describe her as like a George Bush era comedian because a lot of her stuff was political, but she was hilarious. I'll still listen to her albums, and the jokes are outdated because they were about the politics in like 2005, but I'll still laugh because she was that funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Croc, we gave you some time. Crockett's really thinking hard.
Crockett said women.
All right.
Women.
Women.
I like Kim Congdon, but it helps that she's hot.
Roseanne doesn't
Can't
count, by
just
the way.
be. She can't
Roseanne
just be
doesn't
hot.
count. So Fortune
Maybe at some
Feimster.
point.
Fortune Feimster is great.
Fortune
Fortune-
Feimster's okay, but her opener, I saw her opener live at a festival last year. Her opener's insane.
No, she was at Howlin' Wolf one night. She is really funny.
She's
or not
crazy.
Howlin' Wolf. Ugly
Dog.
Dog.
Yeah.
She was at Ugly Dog.
Yes, yes,
One
I
night. She was
remember
wearing the
her.
Fortune Feimster T-shirt. Yeah, she was super funny.
I was
Really
not ready
funny.
for it. It caught me off guard.
Because she was a woman.
Well, the biggest representative of women in comedy in New Orleans right now, especially in the young crowd. Joke, but then he was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Peer
you
pressure.
actively started talking bad about a comedian, and I was just like, I can't take
Yeah.
part in this.
True.
Whack it.
Reset.
Reset. Cut that.
Crockett, what you got to say about women?
Your last
Women.
statement on women.
What I gotta say about women? Listen here, women.
Listen here, woman.
Women, I need y'all to start shutting the fuck up. I need you to listen to my stomach growling. I'm hungry, bitch. Give me some food. Speaking of women, just kidding, women. I'm not hungry yet, but get ready. We have a scene. This is like This is like past her prime, Abby Lee Miller, and if you don't know who she is, she's the lady from Dance Moms. So she's kind of solely responsible for JoJo Siwa.
Great.
I worked on a reality show with one of the dance moms.
Nice.
I can't remember her name.
On God?
She was weird. She dropped her phone in her pasta.
But yeah, she's
She was FaceTiming her daughter, one of the dance not moms, and
One of the dance girls.
one of the dance girls. Christy. Does anyone remember Christy from Dance Moms?
yes,
Okay. I feel like you're lying to me.
blonde.
Blonde. Yeah, kind of hot.
Yeah, like platinum blonde though.
No, blonde when I met her. I don't know. I took
Their hair changes. They're women.
but like I took a picture of her and sent it to my mom. I was like, I'm working with one of the dance moms. She went, that's Christy. And then I told some other people. I told some of my friends out in Atlanta, and my friend in Atlanta, Kelly goes, Christy was my favorite one. Her daughter's a lesbian now. And I was like, she was FaceTiming her daughter at lunch and straight up dropped her phone in her Alfredo. That's also why are you ordering Alfredo in the French Quarter? That's bold.
That's
And
bold.
it's so warm. Like a warm pasta is not what I want to eat in the French Quarter while it's dirty.
Yeah, it was
Someone's going to go flick a cigarette into it.
it was the Coiner Horseshoe Bar. The food was good, but
Horse is gonna
Let's see
shit.
what Abby Lee Miller's doing here.
What's Abby doing here, Croc?
You'll see.
You preach theater etiquette to my kids. Put your phone away.
I've seen that.
You preach theater etiquette. Put it away.
This feels ableist.
It gets so much better.
She's going to get Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, just wait. Let it go.
I don't know. I think I'm going to go to Baskin Robbins.
She's right there. We're gonna have to speed up a little.
Look how fast she
Zooming,
is, bro.
dude.
Dude, she's zooming on that.
Those things zip for real. My dad sold them. We used to run them hoes.
You wanna go in and check?
To the police station?
Yeah. She's right there. She's literally right behind you. We found her.
He points at her.
Abby, what are you doing?
I'm filing a police report. Nobody is going to verbally assault me at a dance competition.
Theater etiquette to my kids.
Incredible.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go to Baskin Robbins.
Go to the police station instead.
Dude.
To power-
so fucking funny.
To power scooter out of the room upon being reprimanded.
Hardly reprimanded either.
Not hard.
That was
like that
kind of
was
nothing.
completely. That was within bounds.
Yeah, we asked Christy about Abby Lee Miller. We're like, was she actually a monster in real life? She goes, y'all have no idea. She said, you think she was a monster on the show? And like, if you've seen the show, you know she was a monster.
Yes.
She goes, it is nothing compared to real life. I'm like, yo.
Diva.
Yeah, dude.
She's the Baron Harkonnen of the show.
She had her dog stuffed when it died. She had it taxidermied.
Not
wanna
that
keep
I
it
do
Listen,
around.
we all cope different ways.
Yeah, not that I do it.
Yeah, no shame in
She
that.
also did time in federal prison.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Lee
like
Miller did.
tax evasion or something, huh?
Yeah, for tax evasion.
Yeah, we
She
love
went
it.
the Wesley Snipes route.
I was hoping it was like slapping
She's
a kid.
pretty much Blade.
Wesley Snipes was tax evading.
Dude,
Yeah.
Abby
Fuck
Lee
yeah.
Miller should be in the new Blade movie. That'd be a much better movie.
Yeah, she is a bit of a. She couldn't be the day walker. She'd have to be the day scooter.
The day.
The day stroller. Father, God rest his soul. Before he passed away, he came over to have dinner at our house, and my mom was watching Dance Moms, and he's just sitting there, and she goes, "Hey, I can change this for you if you want." He goes, "Oh no, I like watching them fuss."
Yes.
That's exactly the appeal of the show.
Yeah.
That's
What
great.
is it with
He was so real for that.
so many moms loved Dance Moms?
Yeah.
Because it kind of probably, they wanted to be like
I think-
Abby Lee Miller.
I
probably
think
a
it
little
was
bit.
like, see, we could be this bad.
Yeah.
I think everybody loved Dance Moms. My dad was the one that loved Dance Moms. My dad, we all watched it together. But like my dad made sure like it was recorded. We watched it when it came out, like just fucking all the time. It was the
Fuck yeah.
crazy, but it was like he had just
Why?
got out of prison like for like a couple years or so. So like sitting down as a family and watching something on TV was very important, I guess, to him. Like when he was home, like everybody in the living room. And we watched Dance Moms, and she was just such a ferocious bitch until the end.
My dad would pretend not to like Dance Moms, but he'd be sitting there the whole time watching it. So
There's
it's like,
no way not to watch it.
Who are we kidding? Pops. They should make a show about dads called like Sports Dads.
That would get sad really quick.
No, it would, because my dad was a sport. Like, he made me play golf and stuff, and it would get to a point where they'd be like, I think he's destroying his child's relationship with him in front of our eyes.
Don't force it.
With sports dads that get really aggressive like that, the pain behind their eyes shows up on camera a lot easier.
It's a lot more.
It's a lot more. Oh, you were hit.
Yeah.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. If you go to our second clip, we'll see a guy who may or may not have had a sports dad.
Okay.
Wow, these are really flowing somehow.
Wow,
right?
Crockett is like king of transitions.
Well, also
Really,
you
though?
can kind of just say something like that, and
It doesn't have to make sense.
it doesn't have to make sense.
Speaking of men with, I don't know anything about this.
Okay,
dad.
the top comment is Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I'm already on board.
More excited to watch a video.
I just love how tough this son of a bitch is, dude.
Hit it. That's knuckle training, baby.
This is me if my life went wrong.
This is me if my life went right.
With the fucking cigarette in his mouth.
I say that's me if my life went wrong. That's just me on a bad day.
I'm not gonna lie, those shorts kind of go hard. The fit with the headband. That's
Yeah,
rocking.
but when I wear them, it's the problem. You shouldn't wear cutoffs on stage, Jennings. Shut up.
Jesus Christ.
There's nothing better than like a garage punching bag workout.
Yeah. You can just hear it reverberate throughout the neighborhood.
Hold up. Dude, this guy does have insane cardio.
Yeah.
My workout used to be 3 minutes on a punching bag, 10 push-ups, 3 minutes on a punching bag,
Dude, that's
10 push-ups. Like,
That'll get you good.
Randomly hits the speed bag.
Nice lawn.
He's using all of them.
He's using it all.
I thought Bruce Lee was dead.
Yeah.
This guy can easily beat up 3 dudes at once. Dude.
We gotta show this guy to Dewan.
Yeah.
Dewan better not run into this guy.
Dewan would tweak his form for sure. Dewan's our friend who's a boxer.
Aren't they watching something tonight?
They are. I think there's a fight going on.
There was fights last night.
Yeah, that's the one they watched.
Yeah, that was last night. Gervonta Davis fought some guy, and he knocked him out. Frank Martin. That's his name.
You watch fight? You're a wrestling fan, right?
Yeah, professional wrestling. I don't watch anything too real anymore. Well, I don't like the term real versus fake because professional wrestling is real.
Yeah.
It's just predetermined.
It's just a different kind of real.
Yeah, it's very much a different
They're
kind
actually
of real.
doing all those stunts.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't watch it. Like if there's a big match that like I'll try and watch it, but it's just it comes on when I'm like doing comedy and stuff, so like I don't have a lot of time to watch it, but I do love professional wrestling.
Fuck yeah. Who's your favorite like people?
Like my favorite wrestler? Or?
Yeah, who's your favorite wrestler?
Growing up, of course, it was Cena, but then one time I went to see him in Shreveport at the Hirsch Coliseum, and they advertised it for months that he was going to be the main event, and we got there, and they're like, hey, Cena's not going to be here tonight, guys. So I've held that grudge against him since I was like 13.
He was probably with some cancer kid.
No, I think he just didn't want to show up to Shreveport. It wasn't televised. It was just a house show. And then it was also like on New Year's Eve. So like the next Monday Night Raw, he goes, this is my first time it was New Year's. And the next time on Monday Night Raw, he said, this is my first time in a WWE ring in 2013. I'm like, you just really wanted that
wanted that to be
like,
your
be
phrase.
authentic. So you skipped out on Shreveport. And I saw him years later in San Antonio at a pay-per-view. It was one of the best matches I'd ever seen. And we were booing him out of the building, the entire play. I mean, he was always so divisive. The chants would ring, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," but the Cena sucks chants were like outpacing the "Let's go Cena" chants that night, because there was a more like indie wrestler that had made it to the big time that night fighting him, and it was AJ Styles, and it's for the WWE Championship, but it was the rubber match, and Cena won the first one, AJ won the second one, so we kind of knew it was Cena's night that night, because it was for the WWE Championship, and we knew if he won that night, he was going to tie Ric Flair's record for like the most world championships, for like, he's getting this belt tonight. But it was the best match ever, so it was like one of my favorite matches ever, so it was hard to be disappointed, but it was still a bummer.
Yeah.
We're like, oh man.
You knew halfway through where it was going.
Yeah, but it was still such a great match.
So I ask this question sometimes of people who like follow professional wrestling, because I feel like I missed out on that part of like, I never saw that shit when I was like growing up as a kid. If you want to like get into it as an adult, like where do you start?
It's sort of like comic books. You just sort of pick one up and you'll figure it out along the way. It's also, a better like TV analogy would be like a soap opera. There's gonna be enough recaps of like, you know, when you watch a soap opera, they're like, "Hey, I dislike you because you cheated on me with that hussy." There's a lot of that in pro wrestling, like, and there's so many recaps. It's like a 3-hour long show, but 45 minutes of it is them showing footage from last week. So just watch just like if you want to pick it up, just watch any.
Did you ever have action figures as a child?
Of wrestlers?
Of wrestlers, yeah.
Yeah,
all of them.
They're my nephews now. He just found them at my house, and I'm like, you can have those. Well, no, I didn't say you can have those. My mom just gave them to him. She goes, I'm giving these to Jack. I'm like, I still play with those. What are you, what are you doing?
You don't want to play with those. You don't know where they've been.
Yeah.
I gave a lot of mine when I was in 10th grade. A lot of mine to my girlfriend at the time's little brother.
I gave my TV to a girlfriend one time.
That's crazy.
If you think that's like, if you think you were down bad, I gave my girlfriend a TV.
How big? How many inches?
I mean, it was like a computer size thing. I mean, it was a little bigger than that computer.
Okay.
But I had it for a long. I mean, it was a good TV too. I should have.
It's a good TV.
She didn't ever expect much size out of Jennings.
She need to add some more inches.
Wow, 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 wow. What's the diagonal?
I gave her the TV, and she broke up with me 2 weeks later.
That's usually how it goes.
It's because the TV was
You have
too
to
small.
give it back. It's given with a promise.
I mean, that was. I mean, that was
same thing with a pair of Converse, buddy.
That was pre-pandemic, dude.
Damn.
That TV's gone. I should text her right now. Should I text her on the pod? Hey, can I have my TV
Please
back?
do.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, on the speaking of COVID, that was when I was working on that show where I got shit thrown at me.
Oh, really?
And I sucked it up. I went into the bathroom and cried after that. Then I
have a friend. She worked. This was before I met her, but she worked on Guardians 3.
Oh yeah.
And I was working with her girlfriend at the time. She was working on Guardians 3, and my boss said, I was like, "How's Guardians 3? Like, I'd love to work on a Marvel film." She goes, "Kelly has cried every single day since she started working on it." I said, "Damn, that's insane." I said, "I've only had to cry once on this movie," and my boss. What? Because she was like so like focused on making sure it was a healthy working environment.
Yeah.
So I just I freaked out. I was like, I'm just kidding. I haven't cried.
No, I cried to the production coordinator.
Oh, never do that, man. You can't show your weakness.
It sucked so bad. I felt like a bitch right afterwards.
I showed my weakness to a UPM one time, and he was like, "You know what, Jennings?" He said, "I understand what you're going through because I was in your position once." He goes, "Just know, when you're promoted to secretary, all the problems you have as a PA are going to seem like nothing to you." He said,
God
and then
damn it.
He said, once you keep bumping, you'll realize these aren't like problems. He goes, he said, they're clearly problems to you right now. He's like, but just understand, like, the movie's going to get made despite itself, you know. Yeah. He said, and at that point, I had proven myself to him. So
yeah, I think I did the right thing. I kept the job up until the day of Buku Fest. I had tickets for that. I had told them that I had tickets for that, like, when I started the show, like, 2 months before.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. And so they were like, no, we're not going to give you those days off. You need to sell those tickets.
That sucks.
And I didn't. I told them I did. And then on the day of Buku Fest, I told them I had COVID. And then went to Buku Fest. And then that Sunday, I texted them, hey, I'm not coming in anymore. and I quit.
I've been close.
So I basically just kept it up as long as I could because I figured I was already fired because I just took that day off and told them I had COVID.
Yeah, I've been close to not coming in before, but I don't know. I just really like working on movies.
Yeah.
I like this team I worked on with Mayfair Witches because I'd be like, hey, can I leave like 2 hours early to make it to a comedy show? And they'd always be like, yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah, that never
Nice.
happened.
Yeah, I mean, like this coordinator, she was great. She was super nice. I wish she liked like actually movies a little more. That would have, but also had if she did, she might not have. She always tried to get us out of there at 10 hours rather than 12. So like if you needed to go early, she'd be like, yeah, go.
Oh,
go
that's
for
sick.
It. That's why I'd like to work with them again. But also they work on like the worst TV shows, and they're trying to get out of TV and go to movies. That
Are they on
team-
Leverage?
No. I know the people on Leverage. They're great too. They tried to hire me for Leverage, but I was already on.
I was a set PA on Leverage, and that's probably the most fun I've had on a show.
A lot of people really enjoy set PA. I just don't. You can't leave early if you're a set PA.
No, you're there until wrap.
There's nothing like there's. That's why I like The Office. It gives you more time. You can make those industry connections and still get off early. At least in my experience, I've been super blessed with like really good teams that aren't like super. Except on Iron Claw, like we had to stay late a lot on that, but that was just because it was underfunded and understaffed. That was just not enough money, but that wasn't them.
Seeing the change in a show that took a hiatus due to the writer's strike and how different it is when it's come back has been a really interesting experience.
I mean, I've never experienced that. What was that like?
Just seeing how like before there was a lot more. I think this time there have been a few situations where I think everyone's like cut their teeth and kind of know what they expect.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is more rushed, but also everything is more well-oiled.
Yeah.
But attitudes are different for sure.
Mayfair Witches was not well-oiled at all. The lead actress, Alexandria Daddario, super hot, but super not cool person. She didn't want to work 12 hours. She only wanted to work 10, so there was a lot of adding days.
Working around her,
adding days that didn't need to be there, reshoots, just stuff that didn't need to happen. And then, you know, TV's not a director's medium. It's more of a showrunner's thing. So, but the directors still act like directors. And, you know, there's multiple directors, like Block A, Block B, Block C. And most of the directors were not cool, except one, Logan Kibbins. They were super nice. But, God, we had a reshoot director come in, like just for the reshoots, pickups and stuff.
Oh, boy.
And he had directed episodes of like real episodes of Game of Thrones. So he just thought he was like really.
He was the top shit. He felt like
he thought he was like top dog. But I'm like, you're here for reshoots.
I made the Red Wedding, bitch.
Yeah, he did.
Get my coffee right.
Yeah, but also like the ADs who were on for those reshoots, I said, they asked me to print something for him. I said, hey, get the format right? He goes, yeah, I think so. He said, if you hear a door slam and me walking back up here, he said, you didn't. So like that's what that dude was like.
Dude, you completely jogged a memory in my head that I had blocked out of working on a different show. I had a friend who I got them a job in the finance department, so I had a lot of ears on the wall. I was a fly on the wall.
Oh yeah, you got to know the accounting.
The accounting department was crazy. I walked in just because there was like, it was a small like problem with my payroll, and she was like, "Stay there. You can take a seat. I'm gonna call this guy." She calls the guy. He doesn't answer. She slams the phone back down, picks it up, slams the phone and even harder. Takes it, turns the whole phone thing upside down, and just slams it on her desk, and then like just sits quietly with her head in her hands. And I didn't know what else to do, so I just walked away and I brought her a water. That's all. And then I was just like, I left. I'm like, I'm not involved in that.
That's
and
very funny.
One of the producer's assistants was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Nothing. She just did that." It was terrifying, but that was overall a very great show to production.
Yeah, I worked with the costumes team on Mayfair Witches. Did Lisa Frankenstein, and they were great. I liked them a lot. They gave me this shirt.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, cute.
You get lots of good shirts from costumes.
Apparently,
I got a lot. Yeah.
There's a rumor that we're about to that when the show wraps, we might get to keep our costume, like one because they have like 6 different costumes for each of us.
Are these like
some
army
stolen
costumes?
valor?
Yeah, like
Because like I want for the roast league this year, I want my team to be dressed up like
military.
That's
awesome.
So if you can get me like 4 different sized, if you could just,
I'll see what I can do. I'm sure I can do that.
and I'll pay within reason for the costumes.
You
but-
could just go to like an army surplus.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. But I'm thinking
Army surplus
I'm thinking
store?
free, Crockett.
Yeah.
I'm thinking not having to pay.
Yeah, you can.
You
buy,
look like the kind of guy that would have immediately
ammunition.
thought of an army surplus store.
No, I don't support the army.
I've never. I've
Or their
been
surplus.
to army surplus stores are dope.
They're cool.
just fun to walk around in.
They really are cool.
Go in there, get a trench knife,
Yeah.
a bucket hat.
Ooh.
Get a pair of pants.
Whose water
with a
is
shit
this?
ton of pockets.
Your
That's
water.
Yours.
All
That's-
for you. I
It's
gave
your
it.
water, mate.
Yep.
What do we got
Just
over
for
here?
this.
Um,
Yeah, what do you
so
have?
Happy people.
this
Filtered
page
water?
is called Tourette's Barber, so you can just kind of.
I worked on I was an extra on a movie about a guy with Tourette's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when I was a kid. It was called.
How old?
Yeah.
Man, I can't remember. I was.
You were a child actor.
I was an extra.
Were you abused?
But it was funny because like I always wanted to be an actor when I was a kid, but then I was an extra on this movie and realized at that time that I did not want to because it was just doing the same thing all day. And I was like, I thought acting and being on a movie set would be the coolest thing. But my first experience on a movie set was sitting on a bench pretending to be a baseball player, watching some dude twitch all day, like pretend that. Go, I'm like
A
this.
guy faking
Yeah, a dude faking Tourette's. I'm just like, I thought this would be the coolest experience of all time, but I'm sitting on this bench going, watching something.
Was he really in? Was he really in character? Would he do it when the cameras weren't rolling? Was he
I don't know. I was only on set
a
one day.
method actor.
I hope not. God, I hope not.
Let's see this guy do
Yeah,
some
yeah,
Tourette's
yeah.
barbering.
I'm scared.
Hands up if you're gay.
Let's clear the room. Just so you know, I've not been too bad today, but I'm almost in anticipation of you coming. It makes me worse.
Mine have been terrible this morning, so I've been so excited.
You don't mind if I hold your head a little bit? Does that help or not really? Would you rather? I think it's more for me actually, give me a little bit of stability.
Mental stability, I don't have that.
Me neither.
You fucking what, you cunt?
Was just hungover.
Madeline McCann's in my basement, Josh.
Oh
Don't tell anyone, please.
no. Maddie! Do you do that? Do you laugh at your own yourself?
I do.
You got her in it. What's the fucking
Yeah.
point if not? Do you know what
do you ever tick and you like scare yourself?
I mean? 100%.
Yeah, okay, cool. No.
I'm gonna slap you, bitch.
I'm
he has-
Josh's favourite.
He has Tourette's as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both have Tourette's.
Sorry, Harry. Let's take a breathe.
I was just making fun. I was just doing it. But after watching this, that joke just seems sad. I just feel bad now.
Do you ever get
They're having
like
fun
really
with it.
This is
frustrated
good.
with yourself when you tick?
100%.
They're vibing
See
with
you
each other.
all.
I needed for
Fucking hell,
for a kid who
Timothy.
had
We've known my
Tourette's.
threats, Timothy. ASMR. I'm a clock because I tick. Do you know the Muffin Man?
You got me going there. Let me show you.
It's shit, I don't want to see it. It's shit, Josh, I'm never coming back.
Happy? Let's take this off. Done and
happy?
done. Thank you very much.
Hands up if you're gay.
Bye.
That's
Clear
wholesome.
the room.
That's
Not
pretty good.
hands
I've
up
not
if you're
been too bad
gay.
today, but I'm
Hands up if you're gay. It's hilarious. I love it.
I'm going to jail. Because I heard they give better blowjobs. Hey!
What's the best blowjob you ever got?
A little locker room talk to round it out.
I don't know.
You ever got one?
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job. Do we come with our own? Someone with a 225 area code. Do y'all know 225?
No.
Not off the top of my head.
They said, do we roast beefin' on 28th where I'm roasting Harry Landry?
Ooh.
Everyone's like, oh, you're in for a fight. I think it's pretty equally matched, personally. Like, I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I have some roast for him. I have already, like, 3... Because we only get 3 jokes and 3 rebuttals. I already have 3 really good jokes, I think. I just want to come up with rebuttals for any direction he could go. Because I know when people roast me, they always go for the easiest stuff. Like, oh, you look like a Republican. You look like you say the N-word. You look like you read January 6th. So I want to have a rebuttal for, like...
All the easy ones.
Like, all the different directions he could go, and then just like if he decides to be smart and not go that direction, I want to just have like regular thank you Kevin heart palpitations, stuff like nothing. Nothing crazy, but just like good little rebuttal. Then
Kevin heart palpitations.
Yeah, Pop Jermaine gave me that one.
Who's that actor that was in Police Academy who does all the sound effects?
I don't know.
I feel like you would know him.
Not offhand.
I've never
He
seen.
was in Spaceballs. Whatever. Rick Moranis. Huh?
Rick Moranis?
No, black guy. Does all the sound effects.
Rick Moranis did get punched by a black guy.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a black guy?
I don't know, but he did get punched
In
by
real
somebody.
life?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got
During
assaulted.
COVID, he got knockout gamed
Damn.
in New York City.
Fuck.
He got fucked up pretty bad too. He was in the hospital.
Yeah, can't be caught lacking. That's his fault.
Oh, that's what he gets for using the Schwartz.
Yeah,
and shrinking those kids.
You can't get caught lacking. When I turn left, I put on my right blinker. I don't want them to know which way I'm going.
Average New Orleans driver.
On the way home from Lafayette last night, I had to like dry out before leaving because I was team drunk. So I was just sitting in the hotel lobby for like ever. But on the way home, I was so exhausted and dehydrated. I realized I turned left and had my right blinker on. I was like, what an idiot.
What a guy you are.
What an idiot.
That's the guy we have on this pod.
We ended up losing.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to catch us, you can catch us on the I-10 driving 35 miles an hour. This has been Kids in the Corner.
I was sober. I was sober.
Yeah, you took the time to make sure that you were.
Yeah.
And you still fucked up.
I think it's an oversight that the clubs in the hotel, they do stone drunk versus sober in a hotel, and they don't comp rooms for the out of town drunks. Like that's a big oversight.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Fix it.
But also, please have me back. Like I love the show.
June 28th, Comedy House anniversary show. I'm on that marathon. I think it's on a Friday night.
I'm on the show 27th. Open mic from Hell All Stars.
Nice.
That's the festival.
Yeah, it's during the festival.
I'm on that show as well.
Word, yeah. I think I got booked on that festival for winning like Fool's Gold or something.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what's up.
That was like the whole thing. Like whoever wins that's like the first officially booked comic or whatever.
Are we supposed to be submitting ourselves to these festivals, Hell Yes Fest and New Orleans
Not
Comedy
if you're-
Fest, or just
not if you're local.
Not this one. I'm assuming that I'm on Hell Yes Fest. We've already.
We're
Chris
supposed to be
told us.
doing for this one too, huh? For the anniversary, we're supposed to be doing podcasts. Or are we just doing it for Hell Yes?
We have
Fest?
not discussed dates for that with Chris.
Yeah, we'll talk to him.
Yeah, I think he told us like if you're local, don't submit. He'll just talk to you if he wants you on or something.
Yeah,
Word.
valid.
That's what
Gatekeeping.
Huh?
Gatekeeping. You can still submit yourself.
I mean, yeah, you could still submit yourself if you're out there and you've never met the guy and he's never got to see you do comedy. If you want to be on any of those festivals, you can go submit. Submit
if
to
you've
Chris
never-
True,
if
submit to his will, drink the gold juice.
But if you've
And,
never done comedy, don't submit to the festival.
Yeah,
You're not going to get on.
Yeah, and if you're not funny, don't submit either.
But that's
'Cause
everybody in New Orleans. None of us are
someone will
funny.
accidentally think you're funny, and then book you on a bunch of shows.
That's Cam's career.
That's my career. That's speaking of which, I got that for. I'm judging a roast battle for Pickle July 10th. July 12th, we're doing the roast round robin, and August 14th, I will be roasting Sakina Dawes. I got to think of 3 jokes that aren't gonna lose the crowd on that one.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I will be sometime in August. I think August 28th. I'll be roasting at Roast Beefin', and then 9/11. I'll be one of the judges for the 9/11 roast beefin'.
Roast of 9/11.
It's not the roast of 9/11. No, it's just a roast beef and roast battle.
That was just on 9/11.
That's awesome.
And it's on 9/11. So that's how I'll be. I'll be at that show. Don't forget, folks. Never forget 9/11.
That was a Jimmy Carr joke.
And January 6th, meet me on the steps of the Capitol.
Oh God.
This has been Kids in the Corner podcast. This has been Jennings. He's received a blowjob before. We'll catch you next time.